Okay. So welcome everyone. This is the December 11th, 2022 Friends of Magarini call, and a lot of exciting stuff happening at the center. And Emmanuel, we'll just pass it to you here to sort of do a report out however you wish, and then we'll look to explore further from there with questions and reflections. So great.
Wow.
Thanks everyone for being here. Emmanuel, yes.
Wow. First, I'm touched to see all of you. It has been a long time, except for Larry, we have been talking. But for Marjorie, Randy, and Tom, it has been quite some time. I'm happy that you made it today. And I feel so happy that we are here almost towards the end of the year. And what touches me most is that it hasn't been easy to go all through these days until now. It wasn't easy, and that we are here, I feel so grateful and thankful and say thank you. Much has been happening the whole of this year. Much has been happening around the year until today. So I will share what has been happening and what maybe we need. And as we are moving towards closing the year, what are our expectations and needs that we might be looking forward to towards the closing and opening of the other year. First, I want to say Magarini Children's Center and Organic Farming Demonstration Farm has been in its way growing in terms of just seeing trees that we've planted early or mid this year. And now today I was at the center and already some of them has gone towards the height beyond me. So remembering the day I was like planting, and now it has changed the place because it's green. I think it's a sign of growth. And the children at the center have also been growing in height and also very playful. At the same time, the drought has been very deep to all of the community, not only at the center, but all the community. The drought has been very, very serious and very scaring at the same time, because due to the drought, most sources of water went off, and there was no water except at the center only. And many people from different communities, that was the only place they can get water. Not only for the people, but also for the animals. So I was so moved and touched to see how people were expressing themselves in terms of their gratitude for the water they are getting. The animals, you could also see how grateful they are because they come running and scrambling for the water. And then after that, you see they move slowly, showing a heart of gratitude that they're satisfied. It was a really moving moment for me to see those moments, and I was so grateful for the water that is present at that very time. So it rained now. It rained for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks before it rained. It has changed. There is a lot of grass, so the animals now have food because the grass is a lot of grass. But the problem now is that we planted corn, and the corn is grow until it is now almost like 2 meters, 1 meter height, and others maybe 1.5 meter height. But the problem is that the rain stopped, and we are not sure if it is completely stopped or it will come back. We don't know. But If you go in the afternoon in the farm, you get a very different message from the corn, because the way it is now starting to wither like this, the leaves to curl like this, changing, instead of green, it's becoming like white. It's a sign that they are not so well. So it's not only in our farm, but in all community. So what scares me most is that, what if the rain won't come? What if it may not happen? But those are things that are our assumption. But when the rain comes, it will come. When it does not come, we have nothing to do, because it will be happening that way. What is good is that the children are healthy and they are good. And we planted trees using our water. We planted trees from last year, we planted the trees, over 800 trees. And now we have some generations of trees. We have those who are almost 3 meters. We have almost 2 meters. We have almost 1 meter. And we see in the next, next year, when the rain will continue, or as we put water, they will grow and make change. Why we plant trees? It's one way of creating awareness with the community, so that the community also do plant trees in their farm, to cap for trying to see how we can manage with the change of season, and if we can have rain, something like that. So up to now, we haven't done irrigation yet. The reason why we have not done irrigation is that, first, we have the competition of the water that we already have, serving the community, serving the children, serving the animals. So if we start using for irrigation, it might not be enough. We now have storage water tank, and we are trying to finish the second water tank. When the second water tank is done, we will be able to fill that, and then the people will be using the other people for the other tank. They will be able to get water, and we are going to use the water in the second water tank to share, or to do the part of the irrigation. We got support to do the piping for the irrigation, of which hopefully by early January, we might be able to finish. So when we finish and the water tank is done, we will be able at least to support our corn with the water that we will be having. But and also we will be having the same opportunity to help the community to get water as we are doing now. So we will have storage water stored, and also water stored for the community to get to be helped or to support them.
So that's my comment. Congratulations. What a year to just be here and to have all of this to show. You know, I've been planting trees this year as well, Emmanuel. And so
Wow.
you know how trees themselves are so fundamental. You know, I know they're near and dear to Larry's heart, particularly aspen trees in the wild, so to speak, though those are a result of people cultivating on the North American continent more than most people realize. And so in this tree planting, you know, to watch that growth and to see the trees go through that initial shock, some of them, depending on the species and conditions, and to be able to deal with that shock, to come through that, you know, to have new growth at the tips and the leaves emerging. So I wanted to ask you about that, because what I know, I'm not an expert, but what I know about tree planting is there is that initial phase where the trees require more care and more water, but then they are established and require, in some cases, in my experience, less water. I'm wondering if that is true for you with these particular tree varieties that you've been planting that are really growing quite quickly. And the other question I had is about, I loved hearing about water tank water storage in tanks to bridge between dry times. And I'm wondering what kind of rainwater catchment system you have that augments the water stored from the wells.
Thank you so much, Randy. And I may start with the first question. You are right. You know, there are stages when the trees are very vulnerable, especially when you remove them from the nursery where they are comfortable but not at the zone of growing. So first, when you remove that and you plant them, they need a very, very extra care. And you need, like, you have to give them water, you have to make a little shade, because when the sun is very hot, they wither and they still become very, very weak. But what we did that first, we planted the trees, and when we planted the trees, we made some mulch, and we put water, so the mulch supported not too much evaporation. And then the children were so helpful, because they say, okay, this is my friend, I will take care of this tree. So they labeled them with names. So everyone said, oh, this is my friend, this is my friend. So you see that is the moment he wakes up, he first thinks of his friend, the tree, because
Beautiful.
it is dry. So they give what they used to give water in the morning and give water in the evening. And then when the time it is now stable, and then they give once a day. And then it comes a time they give water like once in 2 days, and then they give once a week. Now they have grown then, so they can also find water themselves deeper. The roots has gone deeper. So when it is very dry, like the previous drought, what I saw the children, what they did is that they make loose the whole of the soil around the tank, around the bottom, where they make loose until they make like a round of like 50 centimeters or 50, 60, 70 centimeters diameter. And then they bring a lot of trees, and they bring a lot of dry leaves, and they bring a lot of manure from the pigs and put it there, and then cover, and then they put water. So once they put water like that, then they take long until they seem like no, maybe now they need water, but they give. So right now the growth has been good, because when the rain came, when the rain comes, the water is not only at one place, but every part of the soil gets water. So that means even the roots, wherever they are, everything can get water. So that has helped for the last 1 month to see how the trees have really shoot to go up, and also to have some more branches, and they now make a lot of food by themselves because of the leaves that they have. So that is how we have nurturing them, and I'm so happy with the children, the way they love trees, and the way they take care of them is just amazing. And the moment you see them, they are under good care, because everyone, if you just say, okay, how many trees do you have? Say, no, we don't have trees. They are our friends. Everyone runs. And now they say, during the sun, they have shade. So you see a child just goes under the shade and say, what are you doing? No, he's now taking care of me. He's providing me some shade. So it's like they're communicating. So this has really made me to feel that their children are growing and trying to make, if they can make a good relationship with trees, they will make good relationship with people too.
I just wanted to say the story about how the children have adopted the trees, and that relationship is a fabulous story. And I wish we could do more of that here in the United States. I mean, that's just powerful. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, can I just piggyback? I want to let Marjorie talk. I don't want to dominate, but I got to piggyback on that. So that's the most important part of the call for me too. Thank you.
So,
Marjorie.
I will just jump in here too, because communication with trees is like crucial. We have 3/4 of an acre, and trees do communicate with you. You communicate with the trees. There is a symbiosis. We are all part of one nature. There isn't, oh, they're trees and we're people. We're all one. And I love that when you said that they recognize the tree was their friend. They could help the tree grow, then the tree could shade them. That's how we all are interconnected with all of nature.
You know, that touches me most when I see the children, because it's part of what, I don't know how it happened, but I'm sure it happened because we created the environment for it to happen. And that they can create that relationship. It means that they will, as they grow up, they will change a way of alternative livelihood, not to depend on trees, cutting trees, making charcoals, making timber. With that relationship, they won't do that. So they will always be, the trees will help the children to come up with creative ways on how they can change their livelihoods. But before that, they have to have that relationship, because I felt it, that the trees wanted to tell the people, stop killing us. There is this way and this way you can find your food, you can get food like this. But people don't have time to listen to the trees. And because I felt, and I have been very close to trees, I feel, no, there is a lot of communications going on. How can I help the children to have it? But having that okay, I need to give water to my tree. They created that relationship. Now you find the tree has formed a shed. You see the children are staying there under the shed. I say, why are you there? No, the last 2 months, he was very little, could not provide me with anything. But now I give water, I give me shade, and see people, the children are laughing. And so I feel, wow, that is something worthy, and I'm just proud of them and to being part of nature and trying to share with the children, because there is no specific way you can teach how one can communicate with nature. But once you create that environment, nature takes it on and it will take itself how to communicate with the people. And that's I feel so much privileged.
I'm so glad that this has been taped, because basically this last 25 minutes about the trees is a children's story that should be written and published by the Magarini Center and sold throughout the world.
and really worth the conversation.
Well, thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure and heartwarming and inspiring. So I look forward to more connections and things. Take care, everybody. Be safe.
Thank you,
You
Randy.
too, Tom.
Yes.
You too, Marjorie.
Yes.
Thank
Everybody.
you, Larry. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love to all.
And maybe we may not be able, I don't know, Larry, but we may, if we are going to meet before Christmas, that is okay. If we may not be able, I take this opportunity to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yes.